Hey everyone, this is FaZe and welcome to my channel. It is officially Amazon's Prime Day from July 8th to July 11th. So it's currently underway and we just have a couple days to take advantage of it. And yesterday I did a full video going over some amazing accessories for the iPad that I use on a daily basis that are now heavily discounted. And you can check that video out by clicking the link above or in the description below. And in that video, I talked about how I was going to do a separate video going over just Apple products themselves and amazing deals that you can find during Prime Days. So that is what we're going to do right now. And remember, we only have a couple days, so take advantage of it while you can. And everything we're going to discuss today will be in the description below with all the links. So first we have the AirPods Max, and that is now $429. The original price for these are $549, so it's 22% off. It's a pretty good deal. In fact, yesterday was actually cheaper. It actually went down to like $399, but now it's back to $430. And if you got it for $399, great, because I don't know if that price is going to come back or not. But if you are interested, they are available right now for $430. Also, the 4th generation AirPods are on a great deal. So if you get the ones without active noise cancellation, it's just $89. That's crazy. So the original price for those is $129. And once again, these are the ones without active noise cancellation. But if you want it with active noise cancellation, then those are for $119. So that's 34% off when you compare it to the price of $179 that they originally at. So $119 with no active noise cancellation and just $89 without active noise cancellation. But I'm actually very intrigued, not by the AirPods 4, but the AirPods Pro 2, because they're now just $149. That is a 40% off discount from its full price of $249. So if you are in the market for the 2nd generation AirPods Pro, now is the time to buy. $149 is a solid price. Now let's talk about what really gets me excited, which is the iPad. Entry-level iPad that just released a few months back with the A16 chip. That original price is $349, but for Prime Day, it's available for $279. So that's a 20% off discount. Now, I will say that usually the entry-level iPad is priced at $299 almost anywhere all the time, whether it's Best Buy or Amazon. I've always seen it for $299. In fact, I bought the 11th generation iPad myself just a month or two ago for $299 on Amazon. So I'm gonna compare it to that $299 price tag. It's not a huge difference. It's not a big deal because it's $280 versus $299. But if you are someone who's in the market for the new A16 iPad, it is now available for $279. But the iPad that I actually think is the best iPad for most people is the iPad Air. So just a few months back, Apple introduced the all-new iPad Air with the M3 chip, and now it's discounted during Prime Day. So for example, if we look at the 11-inch iPad Air, that starts at $599, so basically $600. And now you can get it for $479. That's a great price. That's a 20% off, discount from a product that literally just released a few months ago. There's also a great deal for those who are looking for the 13-inch iPad Air, because the 13-inch iPad Air is now $679, down from the original price tag of $800, so that is a 15% discount. The M4 iPad Pro is also discounted as well, though I will say I don't think it's as drastically discounted as the iPad Air, for example, because the 11-inch iPad Pro is usually $1,000, and now it's 10% off at $899. And if you want the 13-inch model, which is usually $1,299, now you're getting a 9% discount, with it costing $1,185. And of course, how can I forget the iPad mini? Because the iPad mini with the A17 Pro chip, which is usually $499, is also discounted as well. You're getting $120 off, so now it's just $379. And of course, with the iPads, you probably want an Apple Pencil to go with it. So the USB-C Apple Pencil, which works with the entry-level iPad, that is $69 now, which is $10 off. And the Apple Pencil Pro, which is compatible with all the other iPads, is now $99, so you're getting $30 off. Now let's quickly talk about Apple Watch. The Series 10 Apple Watch is now available for $279. That's a $120 discount. So if you've been wanting to upgrade to the newer Apple Watch Series 10, now I think is the perfect time to do so. And if you want to get the larger 46mm Apple Watch, I believe that is $309. However, I will say that this deal is only for the aluminum-based Apple Watch, not the titanium ones. The Apple Watch SE is also 32% off, starting at $169, and the Apple Watch Ultra 2 is getting a massive $149 discount, with it now costing $650. And I know we usually don't talk about MacBooks on this channel, but I'm gonna quickly go over the deals for MacBooks. If you are in the market for a 15-inch M4 MacBook Air, that is now $150 off, costing just a little over $1,000, $1,050 to be exact. But the better deal is if you go for the M3 MacBook Air with 24 gigs of RAM, because that is $1,249. That's a $450 discount. And to be very honest, there's not a big difference between the M3 MacBook Air and the M4 MacBook Air. So if you want to save $450, I would just go for the 15-inch M3 rather than the M4. But that basically sums up the great deals that I'm seeing for Apple products for Prime Day. And once again, we just have a couple days left. But like I said in the very beginning, these deals are only available till July 11th, but I put an asterisk to that because sometimes during Prime Day, I've noticed that whatever prices you're seeing, you still see that even a few days after Prime Day has passed. So even though it's being marketed that July 11th is the last day for Prime Day, who knows, you might get lucky, but I wouldn't hold your luck because like I talked about with the AirPods Max, right? Those were $399 and now they're already $430. So once again, the prices do fluctuate, so it's better to get the deals as they come. But in conclusion, this basically wraps up my video. If there are any deals that you know of that I have missed, definitely let me know in the comment section below. Once again, I have the links for all these products that I talked about in my description. And yes, they are affiliate links because whatever you buy from those links do help this channel out. So if you want to support me, definitely try buying those products with those links. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, and I'll see you next time.